place with a proud history and legacy, pulled upwards by a future that will not be tamed.
It brims over with powerful ideas that again and again lead to potent action and real change. Since when? 6 decades long, it's been home to groundbreakers, change makers, planet shakers, and it's still going strong.
It's the home of forward-thinking higher learning, homegrown pride and a story still unfurling, independent thought which sparks innovation, mindful global citizens and their perpetual liberation.
Today, this is my home, my community, my springboard, my zone, like iron sharpening iron. Here, my potential is mined, my mind is refined, and my future redefined.
It's our time to learn from our past and our histories, to be the leaders of tomorrow's victories.
It's our time to stand up and step into our light.
To rise with Africa and all the world by our side.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and most importantly, our graduands. Our graduation ceremony will commence shortly. And before we do so, we would like to share the following announcements and guidelines with you. In the event of emergency, please remain calm and follow the instructions of the safety officer and ushers. All cell phones and electronic devices should be switched off or placed on silent mode. Lavatory facilities are to your left as you exit the venue. Please refrain from moving towards the stage to take photographs or record the proceedings, as this is disruptive to the event and to other guests and graduands. Photographers are set up in the Student Center should you wish to take a family photo. Refreshments will be provided to you after the ceremony, and the ushers will guide you to where it will be offered. For our graduands, only doctoral graduands are required to have a cap. All other graduands do not require a cap, and should you have one, please leave it at your seat. Doctoral graduands are to keep their caps in their hands and not to wear them until their degrees have been conferred. Graduands, on the back of your seat is your name card that you must present to the Dean when you are at the podium. Make sure that you have your hood and that it is draped over your left arm with the flap to the front. University staff members will indicate when your row should move from your seats towards the podium. You will move to your right from your row. Take your name card and hood with you. Once at the podium, hand your name card to the Dean and stand on the black line that is on the carpet. Once your name is called, collect your card from the Dean and proceed to the Chancellor. Graduand, please kneel with the right knee on the bench in front of the Chancellor or Vice-Chancellor whilst they cap you. A photograph will be taken at this point. Proceed from there to the registrar, who will place the hood on you. Face the audience and then leave the stage. Doctoral graduands, you will then place their caps on their heads. Should there be a graduate with the registrar when you're approaching, please wait in front of the black line on the carpet that is close to the registrar. This will allow the photographers to take the photo of the next graduate who is being capped by the Chancellor. When leaving the stage, go down the stairs, turn right and proceed down the passage where you will receive your certificate or letter of completion. Re-enter the hall from the door on your left on the ground floor and proceed to your seat. University staff will direct you. Graduands, please note that this is an important notice. Once you have had your degree conferred upon, please do not leave the hall with your guests, as it is disrespectful to other graduands, guests, and university officials. You may only leave once the ceremony has been concluded by the Chancellor. The academic procession will enter the hall from the center doorway towards the stage. The audience will be requested to stand and remain standing. The Chancellor will constitute the congregation. We will then sing the national anthem and encourage all to participate. Thereafter, a prayer will be conducted. An indication will be given for you to be seated. At the end of the ceremony, You are requested to stand and remain standing as the academic procession leaves the hall. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being with us today to celebrate the achievements of the graduates.
Graduands, guests, can I ask you to please rise for the academic procession?
I declare this congregation of the University of the Western Cape duly constituted. Ndazisa ngokusemthethweni le nhlangano ye-University yeNtshona Kapa. Ek verklaar hier die vergadering van die Universiteit van Wes-Kaapland as behoorlik geconstitueer.
The national anthem will be led by the UWC Creative Arts Choir. It can be found on page 16 of your booklet. Please join us in singing the national anthem. Please be seated. I now call upon the Deputy President of the Student Representative Council, Theo Gwalani, to address you.
Testing. 1, 2. Greetings to the Chancellor, Vice Chancellor and Rector, Professor Robert Balfour in absentia, DVC Academic Monwabisi Khalakhala and DVCs in absentia, Council, Senior Management, Deans of our respective faculties, esteemed academics, distinguished guests, proud family and friends, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025 of the Faculty of Education. Today is not just a ceremony. It is a declaration that against all odds, against sleepless nights, financial strain, self-doubt, and the weight of expectation, you, yes, you have made it. You are seated here today not only as graduates, but as living proof that dreams rooted in purpose will always find their way into reality. As introduced, my name is Theo Gwalani, the Deputy President of the Student Representative Council. It is both an honor and deeply personal moment for me to address you today because I know that many of you did not arrive at this institution with privilege neatly packaged for you. You arrived with nothing but hope, with resilience, with a vision that stretched far beyond yourselves. You came here not just to become teachers, but to become change makers. And part of that journey, part of that resilience has not been easy. Therefore, we cannot stand here today and celebrate without acknowledging the lived realities behind this achievement. The struggle of teaching practice allowances has been real for many years and for many of you. Both unfunded and students, those supported through NSFAS, surviving on an allowance of 1,700 while expected to cover transportation costs exceeding 1,900 has not just been a financial inconvenience, it has been a daily burden. It has meant long walks when transport was not affordable. It has meant choosing between basic needs and academic commitments. It has meant showing up in classrooms to teach while carrying the weight of uncertainty. And yet, you persisted. In the face of this, we did not remain silent. These challenges sparked not only frustration, but organization, not only strain, but political consciousness. We saw disruptions, but we also saw resilience. We saw students refusing to accept conditions that undermine their dignity. And it is in that spirit that I stand here today, proud to announce that under the leadership of this SRC, as led by our Student Academic Affairs Officer, Ms. Orion Nkwankwezi Ndabambi, that we've been able to push forward a critical intervention. For the first time after many years of frustration and intervention, we have achieved an achievement of teaching practice stipends as a starting point towards the full and finalized implementation of sustainable support for teaching practice. And let it be known that this is not the end, it is just the beginning. A beginning that recognizes that your labor as student teachers matters. A beginning that affirms that access to education must include the conditions to succeed within it. A beginning that says that no student should have to choose between showing up to teach and being able to afford to get there. This victory belongs to each and every one of you today because it was your voices, your struggles, and your persistence that made it possible. You are products of UWC, and that means something. Therefore, I'd like you all to give yourselves a round of applause. Being a product of UWC means that you carry a legacy of resistance, of intellectual defiance, of transformation. It means that you've been shaped in a space that has never been afraid to challenge injustice, to speak truth to power, and to imagine a better world, even when that world seemed out of reach. Today, we do not just celebrate your academic achievement, but we celebrate your courage, because choosing education, choosing to teach, is a political act. To teach in a society like yours and mine means to stand at the front line of transformation. It is to say that knowledge must not be reserved for the privileged. It is to say that every child, regardless of where they come from, deserves dignity, opportunity, and a future that is not predetermined by their circumstances. You entered this university with nothing but dreams, dreams of standing in front of a classroom, dreams of making a difference, dreams of breaking cycles that have held generations before you captive. And today, you leave with more than just a degree. You leave with responsibility, because the classroom you're entering is not neutral. It is shaped by inequality. It is shaped by history. It is shaped by systems that were never designed for the majority to succeed, and that is why you matter. You are not just going to teach content, but you're going to disrupt systems. You're going to walk into classrooms where learners doubt themselves, and you will have to remind them of their worth. You're going to walk into spaces where resources are limited, and you will have to innovate beyond limitation. You're going to encounter systems that resist change, and you will have to challenge them with courage and conviction. As educators, you're not just shaping minds, but you're shaping futures. A wise man once said, and I quote, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." But I'd like to take that further today, because not only is education just a weapon, but it is a tool of liberation. It is means of reclaiming dignity. It is a pathway to rewriting narratives that have for too long been written for us, without us. And so, as you step into the world, I urge you today to not become comfortable with broken systems, change them. Do not shrink yourselves to fit into spaces that do not recognize your value. Transform them. Do not teach in ways that simply reproduce what has always been done. Reimagine it. Because the kind of teacher this country needs is not one who simply delivers a curriculum, but one who understands the power they hold to shape consciousness. You are those teachers. And as we celebrate today, allow me to take a moment to acknowledge one of our own, a comrade in the revolution, a leader, and someone who has walked this journey with many of us. Today, we celebrate the graduation of the Speaker of the Student Assembly deployed by the South African Students' Congress, Gugulethu Khoza, because your leadership has not gone unnoticed. In spaces where voices needed to be heard, you stood firm. In moments where courage was required, you did not hesitate. And today, as you graduate, you carry not only your qualification, but the legacy of student leadership that has contributed to shaping this institution. We are proud of you, and we are proud to have walked this journey alongside you. And to the entire graduating class, never, ever forget where you come from. Never forget the sacrifices that brought you here today. Never forget the version of yourselves who once dreamt of this particular moment, because there will be days when the system feels too heavy, when the challenges feel overwhelming, when the impact you want to make feels delayed. And on those days, remember this: you are not alone. You are a part of a generation of educators who are committed to doing things differently, who are committed to justice, who are committed to ensuring that the next generation doesn't have to fight the same battles. And always remember that each one teach one. But I'd like to say today that each one must transform one. Transform a classroom, transform a school, transform a community, transform a life, and in doing so, you are transforming a nation. Because the work you're stepping into is not small, it is nation-building work, it is legacy work. So when you walk into those classrooms, walk with confidence, speak with authority, teach with compassion, lead with integrity, and never, ever underestimate the power of what you carry. And as I conclude, I'd like to say that we are proud of you, proud to call you graduates, proud to call you educators, proud to call you products of the UW's community. Go out into the world, not just to teach it, but to change it. Congratulations once again, class of 2025. Your time is now. I thank you.
Thank you for that inspiring speech. We now call upon the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academic, Professor Khala, who is going to address you.
Chancellor Thabo Makgoba, in absentia, members of council who might be present in our midst, Vice Chancellor Professor Robert Balfour in absentia, Vice Chancellor and Deputy Vice Chancellors who might not be here, and the Deans of Faculties. And of course, the Registrar and the team responsible for this very important event, our Executive Director HR, Mr. Megida, who is amongst us this afternoon, colleagues from the academic, professional, and support sectors, Chairperson of the SRC in absentia, and of course, Deputy Vice Chancellor. And I'm promoting you, Theo, this afternoon. Thank you for giving us that wonderful talk in encouraging our graduates. And of course, graduates, very important people this afternoon, families and friends, Sanbonan, Molweni, Goeiemiddag, Abshane, Dumelang, Away. Good afternoon. Graduates, today is your special moment, as pointed out by our Deputy President of the SRC. What you have achieved today was built through early mornings, as you might recall, through grave misgivings in some cases, through sacrifices in most cases, through hard work. And interestingly, I've never heard of anyone who died as a result of hard work. Well done to you. And through choosing to continue when it would have been easier not to continue, this ceremony closed one chapter in your lives. What follows is for you to write. Before I continue, I'd like to acknowledge your families, especially your parents, your grandparents, your close relatives, your loved ones, your guardians who are here this afternoon. You have put your life on hold in order to fulfill the promise of someone's future. You are part of every qualification conferred in this graduation hall. You have made the biggest sacrifice of all times. Your support, your encouragement has contributed significantly to this rich achievement that we are witnessing this afternoon. This special moment belongs to you too, not only to the graduates. So we salute you. Graduates, you are graduating into a world which is characterized by a lot of uncertainties. A world which is fast changing, more like a moving target, as I sometimes describe it. You will have here today, with your knowledge as you leave UWC, but also with ideas as to how to read the world, how to interpret the world, how to perceive the world. Both of these essentials are needed more than ever before. South Africa, which is our country, faced severe youth unemployment. I'm sure you're aware of this. Institutions are being tested, and the world of work is evolving rapidly. One disruption that must be named directly is artificial intelligence. AI is already shaping and influencing how we communicate, how we engage in research, how we teach, which is your core business, how we teach, which is mainly your core business, I must emphasize, how we work, and how we engage in decision-making processes. As digital system becomes more powerful, human judgment becomes more important. I think we need to underscore that technology cannot replace humans, let alone human qualities such as trust, wisdom, integrity, responsibility, and care. UNESCO cautions us that the digital transformation, including AI, must remain human-centered, transparent, and subject to human oversight. So we cannot separate this very powerful instrument from the humans. This is a huge responsibility, and it is your own responsibility as graduates. In your professions and communities, you will pave the way in terms of how these tools are utilized, who has access to them, and of course, who benefits from them, and what value guide their use. One of the most important lessons that you can take away, or what you can carry with you in the discipline, is the discipline of listening and understanding, which are two important elements coming together. In a world that speaks more but listens less, that discipline builds trust, it builds support, it builds good judgment, and makes thoughtful action more possible. Digital transformation has also changed how people live and how they relate to one another. Millions of people rely on the digital platform every day for information, for their connection, and of course for opportunities. New industries, new forms of research, and new careers are also emerging. New ways of building organizations, solving problems, and serving communities are becoming more possible as well. We are already living in this digital transformation, as you might understand. And as graduates, you will help determine how the digital transformation develops in South Africa and beyond. UWC is a knowledge-intensive organization, and I'm sure by now you understand that. At UWC, you were not taught simply to repeat knowledge. You were asked to question knowledge. You were asked to test knowledge. And more importantly, you were asked to place knowledge in its social context. At UWC, you've learned that competence without ethics can do harm, and that success on its own is not enough unless it is matched with responsibility. This university, as you might remember, was founded in a segregated society, yet it survived and grew over 60 decades. Today, UWC is ranked number 7 in the sub-Saharan Africa in the Times Higher Education World University Rankings. I think that demands a round of applause. And it is, of course, among the top 10 universities in sub-Saharan Africa in the QS World University Rankings. That means that we have to honor our being here at UWC. While these rankings do not define us, but they do confirm what we have always believed in, that excellence is not diminished by inclusion. At UWC, it is produced by it. As graduates in this hall, you carry that truth. And of course, your multiple stories are in a way evidence of that. Sandagala, one of our students in dentistry, and the name is Mlambo, did not get to dentistry on the first attempt. He redirected and he returned to this university to do or pursue his studies at the age of 20, and eventually he walked across the stage. Tsapiso Litswalo graduated with cum laude while carrying financial pressures and, of course, family responsibilities. Twin brothers Luyanda and Lwanele the first in their family to attend university, persevere through funding crisis and daily long-distance commutes, and also graduated with cum laude here at this university. Daniela Hector moved from our campus creche to become a BCom graduate and will now complete that journey by graduating with her BCom honors during these April graduation ceremonies. From these achievements, you can begin to tell that every qualification, or behind every qualification, if you like, there is perseverance, there is sacrifice, and there is purpose. Nehru, an Indian statesman, reminds us that what we really are matters more than what other people think of us. So what you really are as UWC graduates matters more than what other people think of you. I repeat, what you really are matters more than other people think of you. Always remember that. When you leave this graduation hall today, go with pride and confidence, stay humble, and keep learning. Have the courage to adapt, the discipline to think clearly, and the responsibility to use your knowledge in ways that contribute meaningfully to society. And remember those who lifted you, as the deputy indicated earlier. Those who lifted you to reach the mountain top must be remembered at all times. Families and loved ones, your role does not end today. The values you modeled, the sacrifices you've made, the belief you've held in these graduates help bring them to this point. What you have given will continue to matter in the years ahead. And to the broader university community, to our partner institutions, and of course to universities across the continent and beyond, we invite you to stand with us as UWC. This hall reminds us that widening access to higher education does not mean lowering the standards. Inclusion and excellence can and must go together. The evidence is in this graduating hall, and it is in abundance. Let us build a higher education system worthy of the world our graduates are about to lead. I'd like to leave you with a very interesting quote. Those who believe that education is expensive, try ignorance. I repeat, those who believe that education is expensive, try ignorance. Thank you very much for listening. Congratulations once more.
An item in music will now be rendered by the UWC Creative Arts Choir. The guests that have arrived late, maybe let in now. your attention, please? We'd like to start, but before we do so, I have one announcement to make. This is such an important day in all of your lives, right? And when the dean reads out your name, you want your family, your loved ones to hear your name. So yes, we'd like you to applaud, we'd like you to be happy and celebrate it. But all we ask is, once you have walked to this point, that the crowd settles down again so that when the dean reads out the next name, the family can hear that as well. Is that okay? Is that our agreement? You may celebrate, but the moment you come here, let's settle down so that the next name can be read out and heard by that student's loved ones as well. Thank you. With that, I hand over to the rector.
By authority vested in me, I shall now admit the candidates who are presented to me and the candidates who were not able to attend this ceremony to degrees, diplomas, and certificates in the university.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, the candidate Reuben Abraham Stephen Daniels will now be introduced to you by Professor Lucinda Deploy.
Reuben's thesis, postgraduate certificate in education, students' experiences of reflective practice as part of work-integrated learning within 2 higher education institutions. This study examines PGCE students' reflective practices at 2 higher education institutions. It is informed by Schumann's pedagogical reasoning and action model and Bourdieu's social cultural theory of habitus, field, and capital. It reveals a persistent gap between university theory and classroom realities. Despite emotional exhaustion and time pressures, students demonstrate agency through spontaneous strategies like reflection in transit and peer mock classes. Critical opportunities for reflection remain underutilized in triadic mentoring and micro-teaching. Recommendations include extending the PGCE program to 18 to 24 months and integrating reflective practice longitudinally across modules and placements for deeper theory-practice synergy.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Reuben Abraham Stephen Daniels. Deputy Vice Chancellor, the candidate Luhan Millicent Cairns will now be introduced to you by Professor Melanie Lake.
Luann's thesis, Identity and Emergent Counter-Narratives of Teachers of Afrikaans. This study on Afrikaans teachers' being and belonging using critical race theory offers a decolonial interpretation of the current realities of language teaching. The relationship between Afrikaans and race represents inequalities embedded in language ideology. The teacher counter-narratives provided an alternative lens to examine the pedagogical experiences. Findings reveal curriculum tensions between a dominant standardized Afrikaans and the excluded Kaaps, and reflects struggles over power, identity, and linguistic justice. The silence governing race and language teaching, particularly for subaltern communities, compromises teacher agency and learner achievement. Teacher voices are essential to disrupt norms and values that impede the transformational agenda of language in education.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Luhan Millicent Cairns. Deputy Vice Chancellor, the candidate Simpiwe Michael Sigonyela will now be introduced to you by Professor Zubeida Desai.
Good afternoon, everybody. As long as you can hear me, that's all that matters. Simpiwe Sigonyela's title of his PhD is Intermediate Phase Teachers' Attitudes Towards Using Technology in English First Additional Language Classes at Selected Schools in Low-Income Communities in the Western Cape. This is a case study aimed at investigating teachers' attitudes to ICT in low-income communities. The study utilized the Technology Acceptance Model, TAM, as its framework, highlighting perceived ease of use and perceived usefulness as key factors influencing technology adoption. The research involved interviews with intermediate phase teachers and school management team members as the main source of data generation. The findings demonstrate that while many teachers expressed positive attitudes towards ICT, its actual use was conditional on perceptions of ease of use and usefulness. The study provides critical insights for stakeholders seeking to promote equitable, sustainable, and effective ICT integration in disadvantaged educational settings, but particularly in the aftermath of COVID-19. Thank you.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Simpiwe Michael Sigonyela. Deputy Vice Chancellor, the candidate Mark Dion Solomon will now be introduced to you by Dr. Seamus Needham.
Hello all. I need to acknowledge the equal supervision of Mark Solomon's co-supervisor, Dr. Kellyanne Aploon Zukufa. The title of Mark Solomon's PhD is Access, Barriers and Successes of Educational Pathways for Out-of-School Youth, Applying the Capability Theory. Mark Solomon's study investigated the impact of a private, non-profit educational institution on young people's ability to access post-school pathways. New theoretical insights were generated through detailing the relationship between the capability approach and cultural historical activity theory among youth at a post-school educational institution. The research contributes new knowledge by showing how a non-profit school institution can mediate capability growth while emphasizing that sustainable youth transitions require coordinated educational, labor market, and social policy responses.
Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy on Mark Dion Solomon. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the postgraduate diploma in technical and vocational education and training on the following candidates. Ilwani Shoka. Raymond Karabo Gafani. Malarato Gwengo. Sizwe Henry Vincent Kumalo. Siholi Lawrence Luvimbi. Intabeseng Bedate Marker. Hulusani Malanga. Africa Eddie Malepa. Lucky Masilo Malesa. Sipokazi Mani. Nkateko Manzini. Azi Wumbavi Ida Marubini. Given Ruzani Matiza. Danisa Archibald Mslanga. Thompson Mshlumbi. Tobago Peter Mokhani. Dikeleri Mokabo. Sinatemba Mpati. Siposetu Mpengesi Kanya. Sikoliswe Mkuku. Tuliswa Mragane. Pumla Mtembu. Kumenia Iris Mzizi. Matlala Grace Nakana. Wilfred Nalani. Songasizwe Ngatu. Witness Kurazani Ngoveni. Lulama Carrie Ngudle. Pumeza Noluchungo. Spamanla Pakati. Sipokazi Kwawa. Abigail Ntombe Bongo Sangocha. Presi Sekodiana. Masesi Rachel Smith. Tolana Titi Deker. Becky Nkosi Jerome Shabangu. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Education in Languages and Social Sciences on the following candidates. Tandiwe Gaka. Tandiwe. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Education in Languages and Life Orientation on the following candidates. Shashkira Shumano Phillips. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Education in Languages and Mathematics on the following candidate. Deniswa Cynthia Kochi. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Education in Foundation Phase Teaching on the following candidates. Julie Ann Adams, cum laude. Candace Joanna Brown, cum laude. Akimilia Samani, cum laude. Okay. Michelle Marian Jenkins, cum laude. Chan Linik Kamfer, cum laude. Malika Lake, cum laude. Stacy Tasman Panowitz, cum laude. Tarakim Rasul, cum laude. Tiffany Chelsea Abrams. Geraldine Adams. Musfika Ali. Shanice Faith America. Cleo Zanita Anthony. Will be invested by her mother, Ms. Emeritia Anthony. Iman Anthony. Carmen April. Danishwa April.
Danusha.
Nosipiwa Olweto Badi. Talian Boyson. KD Bosman. Nabila Brown. Anesh Karalsa. Tamra Karalsa. Joshua Joanne Peter Stephen Klassen. Natalie Bronwyn Klassen. Jamie Lee Clark. Jody Clutie. Shana Clutie. Tamrin Clutie. Alicia Cupido. Sasipo Kaba. Faber Faith Damon. Alex Davids. Robin Davids. Zoe Dean. Charliza Lerensha Dixon. Kevin Lee Anthea Duplessis. Zoe Lakin Duplessis. Michaela Engel. Foundation fair. The foundation fair. And then? Juan Romano Doris. Azra Fisher, Casey Fortin, Kim Fortin, Tammy Fortin, Imra Fredericks, Sinolutu Gaga, Mbali Tanya Gilichana, is it Ree? Cassidy Ray Kerser, Kabiba Krunewald, Haley Klutkeki, Jenna Tesna Higa, Bushde Henna, Annalisa Hilly, Lalita Shtanjwana, Haley Human, Wa Judin Isaacs, Christine La Rochelle Jacobs, Keisha Clarice Jacobs, Mika J. Jaffa, okay. Shyamo Banele Gianni, Kaylin Jill Johannes, Alicia Karen Johannes, Okushte Kente, Akifa Lake, Jamie Lee Lake, Fatima Lala, Lisa Lawrence, Zara Leak, Amy Lindsay Leroux. Jocelyn Lintner. Shanice Ludwig.
Sorry, that's Anita Luanyana. Luanyana.
Anit Luanyana. Nande Mabutu. Amashta Mafanya. Siko Mojova. Elaine Takalani Makhadi. Joshua Manafelt. Will be invested by his father, Prof. Gavin Manafelt. Sibon Kushle. Sibon Kushle, Precious Manga. Leletu Mankoma. Pindi, Pindikile Mawetu Mafosa. Laika Martinez. Azola Masala. Luandiso Kwezi Matieni. Zinati Mpambela. Indi Babela Mkate. Pulela Prudence Mdingi. Lukolo Melanie. Ethan Mentor. Edirisha Ashante Meya. Yaka Mfikania. Anakushle Mohobo. Mendi Tulisile Umkungu. Ilona Msumkisi. Ngumu. I won't be able to do it. Sisanka Nguma. Joseph Elisha Tepelo Molefe. Kugutatso Maki Molefe. Shanid Lenik Mutan. Yonela Mkamkana. Shuma Mkai Gilikini. Timna Mkwati. Zonke Mkondosa. Sisipo Mtiki. Mshele Mki. Umpumelelo Utrisha Ngobeni. Nose. Asimashla Ilikaya Noshe. Kugot Lelo in Karibeng. Inkobele Nkomo. Loveness Tinswalo in Kuna. Valente Sinazo in Kozo. Tina Nohia. Nong Goto, right? Younger Nongoto. Iman Nurdin. Nozichwana, right? Nozichwana, right? Sami Nozichwana. Sianda Inshlali. Sonwabisa Nyoka. Sonwabisa Nyoka. Jody Ann Samantha Okis. Jocelyn Viola Peterson. Miriam Peterson. Jude Lauren Present. Intabiseng Rokowani. Ashna Lakish Rank. Elric Jade Reed. Camilla Joy Richards will be invested by sibling Prof. Serena Isaacs. These are Caitlin Richards. Lisa Caitlin Richards. Rochelle Richards. Mishka Sass. Amber Johan Shekel. Cassidy Skippers. Tabila Lorato Safalani. Jenna Anastasia Segas. Sister.
We just saw at university.
Rian Segas. Ria Motse, Gertrude. Ria Motse, Gertrude, Majusia. Seshong Sengua. Ria Motse, Gertrude, Majusia, Session Zengo. That's easy. Biance Shen. Desney J.D. Silger. Sadia Slamdin. So easy, man. Shakima Sneeman. Saskia Miche Stoffels. Imogen Stollies. Zimi Tambo. Cassidy Theron. Lucinda Joy Thomas. Chandray Timmy. Nobushle Brilliant Shabalala. Zineba. Tunzana. Zineba Tunzana. KB Afton van der Horst. Seren Lee van Wyk. Natasha Fabricia Flotman. Chandray Shante Ray Winnick Wakman. Jane Wanza. Kiza. Kezia Whites. Jade Christine Wilshire. Amina Willemse. Okushle Carmenita Winful. Caitlin Edith Whitlow. Tammy Theresia Hulota. Kaylin Wright. No. program. Deputy Vice Chancellor, I request you to confer the degree Bachelor of Education in Senior Phase and Further Education and Training teaching on the following candidates. J. Charles Jacobs. Magna cum laude. Nahima Abrams. Patricia Natasha Africa. Naima Abrams cum laude. Patricia Natasha Africa cum laude. Mohammed Rida Babu cum laude. Melissa Mpatso Banda. Cum laude. Tamre Engelbrecht cum laude.
Daniel Veldman.
Daniela Feldman cum laude. Alicia Karishna Keys, cum laude. Chardonnay Courtney May, cum laude. Nicole Anneke Ontong, cum laude. Leila Raut, cum laude. Janeta Heavenly Rosenberg, cum laude. Brumilda Udinio Swanepoel, cum laude. Shamima Abrams. Amy Jade Adams, sorry. Mia Carla Adonis. Rueda Montic Albany. Abdul Quehil Mamu. Fiona Aplun. Tariq Arnolds. Aisha Ashraf. Naziro Bailey. Brian Elroy Bukes. Margot Sane Boysa. Curtis Boyson. Nelly Georgia Boyson. Jakira Bosman. Nadira Bray. Jaden Bruce. Astandila Bungi. Oyama Kaleni. Amelia Cameron. Lawrence Henrik Klassen. Marion K. Kluter. Michelle Haley Damas. Tanya Georgina Daniels. Zachary Kevin Daris. Michelle Davies. Jamie Lee DeCock. Maxine Amy Devi. Zenith Dolly. Raiz Dramat. Tammy Dedoit. Look at the camera. Denzel Devin Dyson. Houston Erasmus. Jaden Brian Erasmus. Yante Faith Iso. Ayakanya Faniso. Manisha Taylor February. Imkanise Kebe. Kwakwe Goniwe. Chelsea Grill. Azra Alford. Moshe Kala Hart. Junaid Hendrickse. Mbunoseni Shope. Nabila Ismail. Nazrin Jaden Hackjack. Avantis Jankies. Chelsea J. Jankies. Makailen Abrahim Shushmita Jimmies. Shade Keisha Jones. Marquin Jonkus. Kalik Robin Joseph. Abdul Razak Kafar. Gugu Koza. Shanik Leone Kupstad. Jomina Labani. Zoe Lamore. Lunati Least. Ajra Lin Leke. Tapiolo Ntokosisi Lekoluni.
Yes, thank you.
Tapiolo Ntokosisi Lekoluni. Mama Sloper. Mamatlope Carol Latwani. Louisa Lottering.
Yanda.
Lusabani. Luanda Lusabani. Intavasi Vukana Mabunda. Tabani Imkolisi Magubana. Siambonga Makunyana. Mahungia. Ernest Jonathan Mahungala. Shumelo Patricia Mali. Atika Mandol. Siasa Makela Mapasa. Odwa Matolo. Lolweto Mavunla. Shante Maxim. Mbatyazwa. Gloria Nomenda Mbatyaswa. Anasipo Mbeka. Lutando. Can we please have some silence? Okay, Lutando Clementina Zodwa Mluli. Asanati Mfana. Ngobi Spelela Mshlambi. Pamela Mkafani. Andila. Andila Nomsa Mshlambo.
Vumeka Mlelengwana. Vumeka Mlelengwana.
Okay, come on. Vumeka Mlelengwana. Insiwa Zilia Mmeteti. Mnete.
Nete, yes, that's correct.
Anela Mnete. Zolisa Mnyaka. Shlokomelo Valentino Molloy. Shlokomelo Valentino Molloy.
Mpho Moshwadiba. Mpho Moshwadiba.
Mpo Moshwadiba.
Tulani Mutise.
Tulani Motisa. Inquetissimo Mtembi. Becky Nkosi Christian Mtetwa. Kuliso Muneni Murudi. Reginald Musapo. Fazila Intombezito Mvelasa. Ntombizin Indinisa. Murindeni Anna Indo. Pelokazi Ngande. Devin Jonathan Nolan. Fatima Noureddin. Linda Kushle and Shalanti Shali. Kamohelo. Kamohelo Innocent Nsokolo. Jonica Halin Pesent. Rovoningo Blessing Pakula. Jade Plaikis. Sharon Lee Plaikis. Sabalo. Sabalo. Konono. Sabalo Konono. Nikita Mesha Rank. Olivia Ashley Roberts. Angelo Deacon Rudolph. Heinrich James Rake. Heinrich Saal. Jamie Lee Sampson. Jamil Sauls. Leandre Skuman. Boichoko Mohari Asnat Sepato. Bonolo Sepeng. Tobilo Siko. Angelia Dorothea Saman. Sisonke Sobutu. Shadin Salvolin Solomons. Subulela Sokobo. Jeneline Sturman. Alison Veronica Thomas. Monre Ivan Titus. Krishay Johnlin Strauss. Matule Noah Chachi. Amashla Janine Tomtala. Yakanani Shetshe. Mshlali Tianasa. Shailin Jody van Jasveld. Sarah Lee van Beek. Caitlin Jade Vaughn. George Morris Verkiel. Haley Olivia Alzania Williams. Nonchlanla Prudence Zondo.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All the good things must come to an end. Are you entertained? Well, we normally end it the UWC way. So all the graduates must rise. Please rise. Right. Right. Silence. Silence. This is a moment once more for you to give thanks to your families, to your significant others, to your guardians who are in the room. So I request you to find them, look around, raise your certificate, and cheerfully acknowledge. Thank you. Thank you. In the same way, in the same way, in the same way, in the same way, the colleagues on stage have been your pillar of strength, your support in the last couple of years. So please give thanks to them as well. Thank you. Thank you. Siyabulela. Siyabonga. Inkosi. Badanki. Thank you so much. Thank you. Hierdie vergadering van die Universiteit van Wes-Kaapland is nou vandag. Le nhlangano ye-University yase-Jona Kapa ifikelele esiphelweni. Siyabonga. You may sit. Yeah.
They wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah. I've been moving calm, don't start no trouble with me. Trying to keep it peaceful is a struggle for me. Don't pull up at 6 a.m. to cuddle with me. You know how I like it when you loving on me. I don't wanna die for them to miss me. I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some brothers that outlive me. They gon' tell the story was different with me. God's plan, God's plan. I hold back sometimes I won't. I feel good sometimes I don't. I finesse down Western Road. Might go down to G.O.D. I go hard on Southside G. I make sure that Northside E. Still, bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah. Hey, hey. She say, do you? My dad and my mom, I'm sorry. 50 dub, I even got it tatted on me. 81, they'll bring the crashers to the party. And you know me. Turn the 02 into the 03, dog. Without 40 Ollie, there be no me. Imagine if I never met the broskies. God's plan, God's plan. I can't do this on my own, hey, hey. Someone watching it close, yup, close. I've been me since Scarlet Road, ayy, oh, ayy. Might go down as G.O.D., yeah, wait. I go hard on Southside G, ayy, wait. I make sure that Northside E, yeah. And still, bad things, it's a lot of bad things that they wishing and wishing and wishing and wishing they wishing on me, yeah. Yeah. Bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Yeah.
Graduates, don't forget family photos, grandpa, grandma, any photos in the students